Yo, what is up, dude? Welcome in. I have a video that I wanted to watch with you guys today. I was just chilling, doing my thing, mostly posting. I was posting a couple things. I posted something on Facebook, and I did a reel, and I also did some shorts. And there is a video from these creators that I really admire. And I saw their thumbnail and what we were talking about yesterday, where I wanted to kind of have this like style of I don't know, like with this picture that I made here yesterday. I'm not even gonna show it to you guys. Where I kind of did, I have my writing on there, right? And so they're doing this too. I didn't see that they did this. I'm seeing it now. The channel is Mango Street. They always come out with bangers. They have this video out. It's only a day old. Look at this thumbnail, guys. Why you're not happy? First of all, that's interesting right there. I mean, I'm happy, so I don't know why they're saying that about me. But what I like is, oh, actually, I got to do something real quick. I like that they are using they're writing, they're using like Adobe Fresco. I'm pretty sure, because I think they do use Adobe. They took a picture. I love this style, and I did kind of do a few of these yesterday, and I was kind of starting to feel a little self-conscious, honestly, because I feel like I was doing it way too much. But I don't think so, man. I actually like this. So why you're not happy? That thumbnail, I just like it. It's not even because I'm not happy. It's because I just like how you. Let's see if I can do this. In a sea of thumbnails that is all, look at this, clean and text, like clean text there, right? Clean text, all text, text, text. Let's see, where else? More text. These are all, you can get these fonts off of Adobe easy. Anybody can replicate that. Anybody can copy. There again, there again, there again. You go to their shit and they are handwriting their fonts. So I like that. Wait, what the fuck? How come we can't go to the video? No, history. Wait, what? How come my video? Whatever. Let's go to their page real quick. Yeah, I do. That sticks out to me.
YouTube has a new feature where they tell us all of the things that our audience probably wants to see, but I have no interest in making any of those videos. So thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring the only video I wanted to make.
They're definitely, I think, or that of Pro Tools.
I am an iPad baby. Not an age, but an addiction. I can't stop procreating on it.
Yeah, see,
and today I wanted to use my iPad
Procreate
to talk about...
Bro, the fact that I am on that same wavelength as they are, dude, I think I have a hernia in my stomach, and I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna have to go to the hospital.
Why you're unhappy. Here is the thing about people. Everyone is born with an innate, built-in desire for happiness, or contentment, or peace. And from an early age, we start looking for it everywhere. We get this idea in our heads that it's out there somewhere. We just have to get our hands on it. And so we look for it in ice cream, and sunsets, and dogs.
Ooh, art right here.
That's a dog?
I'm supposed to be Chester. As we get older, we look for it in relationships and career success and sick-ass cars and drugs and dream houses. But the problem with looking for happiness in any of these places is that it's not actually located inside any of these things. You don't have to take my word for it. You can test this theory for yourself. If happiness was located inside of this ice cream, then you would feel happy every single time you ate it. And the more of it you ate, the happier you'd feel. But the truth is, most of us have eaten ice cream while feeling deeply sad. And there's always a diminishing return in ice cream. The more of it that you eat, the less good that it makes you feel, especially if you're lactose intolerant. The same applies to anything else. Let's take cars or lovers. Say I'm an eccentric billionaire and I offer you 2 free cars, no strings attached. One of them is your dream car. Let's say it's a Porsche, and I'll write your name on the title right now. All you have to do is say the words. You can be cruising up Highway 1 with the top down today.
Oh, wow.
And that's option 1. Option 2 is something basic, like an economy-sized car you get from a rental place. Something like a Kia Soul maybe, and it's used. And it kind of smells like the last owner. There are stains on the seats, and the windows are crank instead of buttons. But again, I'll sign the title over to you right now. No questions asked. But there's one caveat to this deal. If you accept the Porsche, you will be miserable. You'll feel restless, unsatisfied, you will crave peace and never find it, and you will feel like you're on a constant search for something that's always just out of your reach. Alternatively, if you accept the Kia, you'll be completely fulfilled and satiated. You will be sustainably happy, and you will have peace that surpasses all understanding.
I'm going with option number 2, bro. Why would I want to drive a car and be miserable? Dude, my stomach, bro, is not okay. I really wish I could. I don't know. That surgery I had at the beginning of this year is not really doing well. It's like it keeps bulging out more and more. Like it really is.
Which car are you choosing? Or
Kia
let's say
Soul.
I offer you one of 2 partners. One is your dream partner. This person is hot and rich and brilliant and all the things you put on your vision board. The other one is just sort of average. Not particularly good looking, maybe broke and in between jobs, not particularly smart, nothing you've been historically attracted to. But again, if you choose option number 1,
You're miserable and unhappy? Why would you be unhappy,
you'll be
though?
miserable. And if you choose option number 2, you will be eternally happy. Which one are you choosing? The obvious answer is that it's the second option every time. Because the truth is you never actually wanted the car or the person. You only ever really were after the happiness that you thought they would bring you. Eventually, we all get to the place where we start to understand that chasing people or money or substances or things is elusive. And one of 3 things might happen. 1,
All right. Well, you know what I'm learning right now? I'm learning that instead of chasing money and instead of chasing this dream scenario, I need to focus on being happy. And I will say this. Yesterday, I kind of was in that funk again where we were hanging out. We were doing some live Lightroom editing and stuff like that. And honestly, can I tell you something? In the moment, excuse me, in the moment, I genuinely was happy. I was happy that I was editing a piece of. I was editing. Hold on. I was happy because I was editing a photo. I was happy because I was working on my style of content that I want to make. I'm happy right now that we're watching this video because it's like, oh wow, like I look up to these guys and they're doing that thing that I want to do. So I'm really gonna I'm gonna run with that, honestly. Hold up. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, there's somebody to do the furnace. I don't know, he came late or whatever, but he's doing the furnace right now. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can go in there if you wanted to check on him or anything. Yeah, but yeah, there's somebody in there though. But thank you for checking. All right. All right. Thank you, man. All right, bye. Gotta love having the right team, man. We had somebody fixing our furnace on the other rental, and he saw that somebody was in there, and he was just checking in on it. But yeah, dude, I was genuinely happy. I was genuinely happy, and when I hopped off, I looked at my stats, and it said nobody showed up. Actually, I even looked up this morning, and I think that yeah, only 2 people actually ended up watching it afterwards. Um, but and then I have like I talk about like Logan Paul, like I talk about somebody else's life, and it gets like fucking 400 views. Honestly, I'm not gonna trip about that because yeah, I don't mind watching those videos. But it doesn't bring me the same kind of happiness that editing videos and creating content does. And I might in the future try to figure out how I can plug my iPad and then have it like right there. And then, am I going down? And then we could be watching my iPad. Actually,
We might continue the search for those things, hoping that we'll eventually find it. 2, we might stop the search altogether, buy a book on nihilism, and come to the conclusion that life is suffering. Or 3, we might shift the search. Instead of looking for happiness in the material world, we might start looking for it in spirituality or religion. The third option seems different. It seems more evolved than searching for happiness in sex and drugs and Cocoa Puffs, but it's actually just a more refined version of those things. Instead of looking for career success or an ass ton of internet followers, we rebrand and search for something called enlightenment. We look for it in yoga or meditation or plant medicine. While I'm not knocking any of these things, they certainly all have their place. The problem with any lofty experience...
By the way, one thing you guys have to know about this lady here, or this it's a couple. I think, I don't know how many times, but for sure, just recently, they were going to have a baby, and it didn't, let's just say it didn't work out. And so that's kind of where this is coming from, I think.
Is that you always have to come back down from them. Because here's the truth. This is the most important part of the video. If you take away just one thing, let it be this sentence. You are the happiness you seek. It's you, bitch. It was you all along. Another way put, the place that you're looking for is the place that you're looking from. Remember that innate desire for happiness we talked
The place you are looking for is the place you are looking from? The place you are looking for is the place you are looking from. You are looking for you.
about. That's the biggest clue. We all have a memory of happiness because it's who we really are. If it wasn't, we would never know to go look for it. You're not lacking happiness. The big black dot is just veiling it from you, and you can tap back into it at any time. You're like a musk deer.
I want to quickly share with you
you
my
little
go-to
bastard.
platform for brands just like us who want
No,
to stay
thank
ahead of the
you.
trends. With more and
I have to draw a deer.
Yeah, by the way, then they throw that commercial in there, chasing trends and staying, like, dude, that's not, like, you shouldn't be, I could go on a tangent myself. I gotta sneeze.
You're like this little musk deer. No, it doesn't have antlers.
Thank you.
Musk deers don't look like regular deer, but I don't want to Google it right now. You're like the musk deer who excretes a heavenly scent, and you love the smell. And you spend your whole life searching for the source of it because you don't realize that it's coming from you. It's you, bitch. It always was. You can spend your life searching, pulling
I
back
don't like
every
when people
curtain,
call you that.
but unless you look within yourself,
We need to stop making that a
actual
thing.
sustainable peace and happiness will always feel just out of reach. Okay, so here is your Mango Street pro tip. Stop trying to add stuff to you. Stop trying to add things and people and experiences and numbers. Start taking stuff away. Addition by subtraction. You need to start removing the stories and fears and beliefs that you have about yourself. I'm gonna show you a practice you can do right now, and I'm gonna use Daniel as an example for it.
All right. Hi, Daniel.
Close your eyes. Ask yourself, are you aware right now? How do you know that you're aware?
Okay, I want to close my eyes because I can't. I'm missing all this cool graphics design.
Close your eyes. Ask yourself, are you aware right now? How do you know that you're aware? Who or what is aware that you are aware? To say it differently, what thoughts are you having right now?
It's so interesting when people like for instance, these guys are making these types of videos. I can almost, because she's making this video, I can almost tell what she's been doing for the last couple of months, maybe even the last couple of years, and her learnings. I don't know what's going on, but it is making me, yeah, it's making me
Who
think.
is witnessing you having those thoughts? What is witnessing your mind? How long has this witness been there?
I have
whole
boogers
life?
coming out.
Has it ever changed? Was it a different witness when you were 5 years old? When you're 20 years old? What is the
Her
nature
husband
of that
is-
witness? Is it disturbed by what is happening in your life? Or is it
Good
quietly
husband for
observing
doing
your
all
mind
this.
as you live out each day? Does it feel judgmental? I'm not talking about your thoughts that are definitely judgmental. I'm talking about the witness that's aware of those judgmental thoughts. Does it lack anything? Does it have any needs? If it is unchanging, unshakable,
And you want to know something
peaceful,
crazy too?
always present, unconditional, and whole,
I
doesn't
compared
that
to
sound
her
exactly
other
like the thing
videos.
you've been searching for? Anyway, here's an ad for Squarespace.
Nothing makes me and Chester happier than building a website.
Oh, here's an ad from Squarespace. I'm glad that they did this video. And I'm not trying to be a dick here, but I hope that video doesn't do good. I hope that video doesn't do good because I hope that by it not doing good, it pushes him to double down on that video. She literally said she didn't want to do any of the videos that YouTube is recommending to her because she didn't want to do them. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe should I hope that it does do well? You know what I mean? I don't know, actually. Not because if it does bad, but she keeps doing it, I don't want her to stop. I didn't say I want her to stop. I'm just saying that would suck, actually, because then now imagine it does good, and now she's gonna be expected to do that instead of her being herself. I don't know. I'm just trying to make this weird, I guess.
Squarespace.
Daniel.
We've been Squarespace makes me and Chester happier than building a website with Squarespace.
Daniel.
We've been Squarespace customers long before this YouTube channel was even a thing, and before Chesterfield was even born. Now I can build even faster using the new Design Intelligence feature on Squarespace. This gives me a huge head start in adding content and sections to my site in a beautiful way. Trying out different color themes and fonts instantly gives me a preview showing how my site will look. Or I can get started with a wide variety of professionally designed website templates. and then
Oh
make it
man,
mine.
I gotta get my
And when I'm
website
ready to book
going.
clients,
I have one.
easily create
I just haven't
professional
been working on
proposals,
it.
estimates, and contracts to make it all official. I can then invoice my
This chair
clients
keeps
and accept
sinking,
payments from
dude.
ACH Direct Debit, Klarna, Apple Pay, and more. Head to squarespace.com/MangoStreet for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use the code MangoStreet at checkout to save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain. When you use our code, you do help support our channel, so thank you. Nothing makes me happier than building a website with Squarespace. Hi, Chester.
I.
I would say it's like having another producer in the room that knows exactly what.
Here's a website, by the way. I think. Oh, because I spelled it wrong. Oh. Yeah, I gotta. And to be, I know it says that it's gonna be a digital agency and design studio. I don't know if that's the right wording I wanted. I just want to get paid to freaking. I want to get paid to make cool shit, if that makes sense. This is just a template. I haven't actually done anything. I just picked a template. But I do want to work on this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, that's cool. It knows that I'm the owner. Maybe I should start work. We'll work on it one day. I probably should be doing it now, but we'll work on it one day. We shall work on it one day. Work on one day. Work on one day. I don't even want to watch any videos past that one because I kind of want to sit here and, but I want to be awkward. I want to be weird. I want to. Oh shit. Ah, there you go. I want to process what I just watched. I don't want to just consume and, you know, consume. I want to talk about what we just saw here. First things first, one thing I'd like to say is that the way that she is talking, it reminds me a lot of a book that I read one time called The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. And I wonder if that's a book that she may have read or not. But it's a very powerful book. It's a story about a guy who all he wanted to do was get the hell away from people. So he, I believe in the state of Florida, decided to move out in the middle of nowhere and buy a ton of land. And while he was living on this land, for a couple of months, he was by himself, you know, with his, I think he just actually by himself. And then somebody moved onto his land. And well, and not only that, but dude, we got to look up the story because I'm like botching this story, honestly. Can you give me the quick rundown of the book Untethered Soul by Michael Singer? Absolutely. Okay. Damn it, it's not going to tell me the thing I wanted to tell you. So this guy essentially, and if I botch it, I botch it, but dude, it's pretty much the meat and potatoes there. It's the craziest thing. Instead of focusing on pretty much like, okay, and I'll pick on myself here. Instead of focusing on like how many views did my videos get, you know what I mean? Because I used to do this in the beginning, and this is something that's really shifted. And I mean, that's how I'm able to come on live stream and just talk to nobody. Because of the fact that instead of me focusing on how many people showed up to my live stream, I'm actually focusing instead now on how much fun am I having. Is this something that I enjoy doing? Is this something that I, you know, find entertaining just for myself? And the answer to that is yes. However, sometimes, especially in the past, I have made decisions to do things on this live stream, things that I didn't want to do, but I did them because when I did those things, all of a sudden, it's growing. The needle's moving. I'm seeing it do things that I was using to determine success. But then I hated live streaming. It's the craziest thing. Then I no longer liked doing it because I was doing things that I didn't actually want to do. And I was just like, well, it's paying off because of the fact that I'm getting the recognition. I'm getting this thing that I thought was going to give me happiness. Fast forward to today, I'm now live streaming and I really am. I'm having a lot more fun. I don't feel as stressed out to have like videos or just again. I remember too, just like I don't feel the need. Like I don't need to doom scroll. I can just put my thoughts on here. I can talk about what I want to say, and that does. It gives me happiness. So that's kind of what this Michael Singer thing does. But once Michael Singer starts to realize these things, he kind of matures in a way that back when he was, a young individual, he started getting into this thing called coding, like computer coding, in the 80s, maybe early 70s, late 70s, early 80s, and he just thought it was fun, dude. Guy goes to Radio Shack, gets a computer, and just starts learning how to do it because he's just having a good old time. Well, he's tripping out because he needs all this money. And then one day, he realizes that, hey, I can solve this problem with this new piece of technology and skill set that I've learned. And yeah, he started like... Dude wanted to be a fucking hippie and just, you know what I mean? And you know what he ends up becoming? He ends up becoming pretty wealthy. And let me see his website real quick. I think he has a website. See, these are some of the things that Michael Singer talks about. The voice in your head. Michael Singer says we all have this constant mental narrator. The part that comments, judges, worries, plans, freaks out, replays the past, and predicts those disasters. Most people will mistake that voice for who they are. He thinks, and he says this, you are the one that hears those. So whenever you hear like, oh my god, dude, you were so fucking drunk, you never should have hit on that girl at the club, at the bar the other day, that was so stupid, everybody was watching you, I don't know, you're the one that can hear that voice saying that. You're not the voice that's saying that. You're the awareness listening to it. Once you get that separation, your inner voice gets way less chaotic. That's where that anxiety comes from too, by the way. Resisting, another, one of the things he talks about is resisting reality. We cling to good emotions and reject uncomfortable ones. That is what creates tension. So sometimes, so someone criticizes you, you replay for hours. Someone compliments you, you want more. So both of them, kind of like that lady's talking about, both of them are trapped because you can't have the good without the bad. So if you are looking for that compliment, then the more you look for those compliments, then the more then when you do get criticism, you could literally crave compliments and get 20 compliments, and you could be on cloud 9, and then someone could literally be like, ew, what the hell kind of shoes are those? And those 20 compliments, they don't even fucking matter anymore, bro. So instead of fighting your emotions or thoughts, notice them and let them pass through you, almost like watching clouds float by and not having to grab them. So you just let it go. You let it go. So that's something that he talks about. He also talks about like how to flow with life. Yeah, so like once you no longer controlled by the inner voice or emotional triggers, you stop trying to control everything else. You literally just be like, all right, well, I live in an RV. You know what I mean? Right now, it's freaking cold, and it is what it is. You know, I'm not gonna do anything. I might need to read this book again because honestly, right now I'm playing things in my head, and I could probably let some stuff go. Deep peace, freedom, and inner guide and inner groundness is the ultimate state, according to Michael Singer. So, but let me see if he has a Michael. I don't know why, but I don't know how to spell Mike L. Singer. There he is, right there. And then this is a book that, and he also has some other ones. The Untethered Soul, The Surrender Experiment, Living Untethered, and I guess some other ones. I don't know. He should have a website, and then his land that he ended up buying. Yeah, it is untetheredsoul.com. The land that he ends up buying. Maybe not. Does he talk to Oprah? Yeah, he does. Oh, no shit. He, let's see. His land that he bought ends up becoming like, I don't want to say a church, but like maybe a temple would maybe be the right word. Yeah, it is. Wait. Damn, he has not. He might have. I wonder if he passed away actually. Because why the fuck during the pandemic? I don't see. Beyond the Books. I don't know. Let's go back to. Michael Singer is full of it. He claims he surrendered to everything, but the example he gives are he is offered a great job. Oh, I want to read this. I want to read that. Honestly, I will say this. Look, before we go into reading some of these Reddit comments, I want to say one thing, what my kind of belief system is. And I want to tell you guys, I'm not a perfect person, okay? And when I say this, I'm saying this because I will, for sure, where's that tool at? Oh, that's right. I am a strong believer that you are your thoughts, okay? And don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean that I'm Mr. fucking SpongeBob SquarePants, you know, imagination, everything's fucking rainbows and butterflies in my head. No. But I do believe that you are your thoughts. And the reason why I say this, you know, I caveat and I tell you that is because usually I spiral and I will have the most negative, terrible, ugly thoughts. And then when I start to realize that is when everything around me fucking sucks. When everything around me is just not what I want it to be. And then when I'm like, dude, why does my life suck? Why? When I start having those questions, eventually it hits me. It's like, well, Eric, let me ask you something. What kind of thinking have you been doing lately? Oh, that's right. Negative thinking, negative stuff, negative shit. So the reason why I want to say that is because we're about to go into this Reddit and it says Michael Singer is full of it. I just want you to know when we go through this that I will repeat this theme very often. You are your thoughts. You know? And I know Michael Singer says that you're not your thoughts, that you're the one observing your thoughts, but that's because he's trying to help you understand that, you know, like, because if you keep saying you're fucking all these negative things, you're just gonna believe it and you're not gonna be able to let go. It's almost to help you kind of let go. But yeah, I do think that. I mean, everybody can have their own thoughts and stuff like that, but I do. I believe that. And so that's why you have to be careful, because in the beginning, God created the universe with his words. That's almost like isn't that not the first thing in the, like, actually, let me see real quick. It might not be. No, I need Bible. Let's go to the Bible real quick. I'm going to look this up. Wait, what? The first book in the Bible is called Genesis. And it says, when God began to create the heavens and earth, wait, I do common English. I don't even know. Should I do common? Okay. So the first chapter, or the first thing in the Bible, is, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. But the earth was empty and unoccupied, and the darkness were over the... Wait, no. I thought they said with his words. Well, you just have to understand that that is how he created the heavens and the earth. And the reason why I think it's important to know that is because that's how powerful words can be. Truly powerful. I really like the Untethered Soul, but after reading his autobiography, I don't have the same trust. He claims to have surrendered to everything, but the examples he gives are he is offered a great job and he surrenders to it, or a beautiful fellow meditating woman wants to live on his land and he surrenders to it. Now, if he said that a bunch of drunken vagrants wanted to take over his land and he surrendered to it, that would be interesting. Or if he couldn't find any jobs and had to drive a taxi and he surrendered to it. Basically, a lot of people said that his autobiography is cloying and repetitive. I prefer the works of Greg Boyle, who went into the worst areas and made something good there. So this guy's pissed off because he had good shit going. You know what I mean? Going into him. So like, dude, if you can't, I don't understand people sometimes. Like, what I don't understand is, sir or ma'am, I don't even know at this point. First of all, this guy has some, like, dude meditating as his profile picture, and his name is Enlightenment. Content Flounder is his name. If you can't be happy for somebody else winning, you know what I mean? How do you expect to win? For real. I just find that I just find that fucking crazy, dude. I just don't understand. Like, I don't even know how. I might even have to ask ChatGPT, actually, to have this debate, because I can't even do that level of thinking, honestly. Okay, so let's see. Why do people get upset when other people are winning, or when other people have good in their lives? I was reading this on Reddit. Oh, I love ChatGPT. Whoa. You guys can see what I'm doing, right? Okay. All right. And those types of questions came up. Great question, and there are layers to it. People don't get upset because someone else is winning. They get upset because someone else is winning highlights, the parts of themselves that haven't made peace with yet. Comparison triggers insecurities. The moment someone is succeeding, our brain doesn't say, wow, good for them. It often says, why not me? We compare timelines, opportunity status. Don't get me wrong. I don't ever get mad, but I would be lying if I never saw some 20-year-old on the internet with a pretty good amount of money. And I'm just like, what the heck? How is that guy 20 years old and he's already a millionaire? Like, dude, I'm fucking 34. I'm never going to make it. I'll say something like that, but I'll never be like, dude, what the fuck? 20 years old? The hell did he? Obviously, he's born with a silver spoon. I won't ever say some shit like that. Their success threatens our existence. Is someone with the same background, fall trauma on? I'm stuck because I can't. I don't like this chat. I really don't. We mistake someone else's chapter 10 for our chapter 2. This is kind of corny. Jealousy is often just desire. Yeah, I've said that before. That's actually, I do like that. Oh my God, dude. When I say my stomach, most people aren't taught how to admire without feeling less. Now about the Reddit comment. People sometimes resent when someone's spiritual or success story sounds too lucky or clean. Why? Because suffering feels like a currency. And if someone else didn't pay the same amount we did, it feels invalid. Yeah, and I've been watching a lot of, I know I'm still kind of like scrolling. I know I shouldn't be, but one thing I do find very interesting is that I have been watching some like cowboys that are in their 90s from the 5-6s ranch. So it's 5 number 6s. And I find it very, very interesting that a lot of these guys that live these hard lives have to almost tell the story as a badge of honor. We do this in the army as well. What we do is we like to talk about, like, a person would talk about like who's got the coolest car out of the group. There's actually a scene in American Psycho, I think it's what it's called. They're talking about who has like the coolest business card and stuff like that. The same concept, except for who had the shittiest experience in the army. Like, it not just like the whole career, but like that one deployment, or you know what I mean, where you're just like you're getting pounded. But yeah, that's a thing, and I never really thought of it as a currency. And I'm so glad that I asked ChatGPT this, because now that they say that it's like a currency, it makes sense to me, kind of what's going on here. It's like a trading card, you know what I mean? Everybody wants that holographic first edition Charizard. And that's what that kind of is, which is very, very interesting, honestly. But the commenter wanted struggle, grit, imperfection, not a polished narrative. They wanted proof the author suffered when it cost something. They're not upset he succeeded. They're upset his path didn't match their expectation of what struggle should look like. And this is why I'm digging into this, because I honestly feel like, dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're going to sell me a roadmap, is this not crazy? Let's say you're in a country, you don't know this country. Let's actually pick the country that's the craziest. Let's pick South America. Okay? You're in South America. Let's go to maps real quick. You're in South America, right? And let's pick some sketchy piece of fucking land. The Amazon rainforest. Okay? You know this place is scary, dog. Let's pick a scary place. I don't even know if this place is scary or not. Let's just go here. You're on the Amazon River. Okay? You don't know shit about the Amazon River, and you have two people. The first guy says, "Hey, I can help you get out of this jungle, and you won't have any pain. You won't have any suffering. You won't have any close calls with nature. It's going to be a quick, easy, clean extraction." And then you have a second guy who's like, "Dude, I can get you out of here, but you're probably going to get bit by a snake. You're definitely going to get licked by a poisonous toad. And you're probably going to get raped by mosquitoes. You got about a 30% chance you're going to end up with West Nile virus or some mosquito disease. And you might end up not coming out with all your body limbs. You mean to tell me you're going to ask the second man for directions when the first guy said, bro, you will leave. You won't even get bit by a mosquito if you go my way. You mean to tell me you're like, oh no, I'm not going to even get bit by a mosquito? That motherfucker doesn't know shit. I don't want directions from him. I'm going to go with guy number 2. You said I might lose a leg? You sound like you know what the fuck you're talking about. What kind of crack are you smoking? I don't get that. That's the thing that's like this Redditor here that's saying they think that that's fucking bullshit. I don't understand. I really don't get that. They think that is not real. It's like, dude, that's fucking weird. So the bigger truth is people that don't resent success, they resent success without humility, transparency that forces them to confront their own stagnation that seems underneath them that arrives. Final thoughts: when someone gets triggered by someone else's joy, it's not about the winner, it's a mirror. Yeah, I mean, I get that. So you mean to tell me there... I'm going to ask it the same thing. Are people out there that, if lost, would rather get directions from a person that can't guarantee their safety versus someone who can help them safely? That's what I get out of this. Oh, sounds too safe. Wait. Sound too safe to be true. Can you guys, yeah, to be true. Must not be real. That's wild. Let's do a chat. Exactly, and it sounds insane until you remember one thing. People don't fear being wrong. They fear changing. A person who's lost will sometimes trust another lost person over someone who actually knows the way, because the lost person doesn't threaten their identity. Oh my god, dude. The human psyche is the weirdest. Bro, why would I trust a lost fucking person? Now the story's getting crazier than my story. The lost person doesn't threaten their identity. The lost person confirms their worldview. The lost person doesn't make them feel inadequate. The lost person lets them stay comfortable. It's safety and familiarity, not safety and truth. Here's the uncomfortable psychology behind it. Certainty feels dangerous. If it requires responsibility, if someone gives you the correct path, Now you have to move, act, risk falling or failing, confront your excuses. But if you follow another confused person, no accountability, no pressure, no growth. People would rather protect the ego than protect the future. A guide who actually knows the way forces you to drop pride, defensiveness, the victim narrative, and for many people their identity is wrapped in struggle. If they stop struggling, who are they? I don't quite get all this because I just don't think I have that thought process. It just doesn't make sense to me. Hard-earned wisdom threatens those who haven't earned it yet. When someone's worldview is built on pain, chaos, and cynicism, someone who offers peace or a proven path feels too easy, too good to be true, too privileged, too convenient, even if the path is real. Suffering feels more legitimate than success. There's a subconscious belief that if the journey didn't hurt, it doesn't count. So if someone says, I trusted life and things opened up, some people think, must be luck, must be fake, must be privilege, must be spiritually bypassing. Because it breaks the narrative that growth must be brutal. Your analogy is dead on. Some people would rather wander in circles with someone who validates their struggle than walk forward with someone who challenges it. That's fucking crazy. But you want to know the crazier thing is? Guarantee you there's something in my life where that's true. I'd rather walk in circles with someone who validates my struggle than move forward with someone who challenges it. And honestly, you want to know what? I truthfully think that the area where am I walking circles with? Bro, it's with my substances. Probably with drinking and, you know, the other things that I do. Nicotine. I'd rather wander in circles knowing that it's not safe for me to do, but that's okay. Than to I'm not going to go to AA or anything like that. I mean, I don't think I'm not trying to bag on AA, but I'm just going to stop on my own. But I don't know, maybe I do. If I can't stop, maybe I do need it. And my pride won't let me go. I don't know what other areas in my life. Holy shit, I'm changing right now. Live on camera. The wild part, at every stage of life, there are 3 types of people. Those who don't know they're lost. I just said that. That's your boy. Those who know but refuse the map. Those who say, give me the directions, I'm ready to move. Most people never make it to number 3. And that's why someone finally does choose the safe, clear path. It looks like a miracle because in a world addicted to struggle, peace feels suspicious. Want to turn into a TikTok or YouTube short? Yeah. That needs to be a short for sure. But now I am wondering what part of my life am I the metaphorical man who is lost and doesn't even know it. I know I find this stuff wild, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was this going on in my life as we speak. That's right there. That question is a real breakthrough. Most people stop at why do they do that? You went to, where am I doing that? That's self-awareness. Look, I love when ChatGPT makes me feel good. Like, oh, no, no, I don't want that. And ironically, that's the thing people avoid more than anything. Every one of us has categories of life where we just show up differently. For example, you might be confident in creativity, humble in relationships, lost in finances, stubborn in health, disciplined in parenting, chaotic in time management. Nobody is consistent across every domain. So the question isn't, do I do this? It's, where do I do this? Here are the 5 places this usually hides. Number 1, it's identity. Actually, I wonder if I read it like this, if it would look like I knew what the hell I was talking about. Where do you still say, that's just who I am? I've always been like this. My family isn't wired for that. That's the ego protecting your old map. Dude, this actually is fire. So where do you still say that's just who I am? And for real, it really was. It was, I think it was with the beers, with the, a couple drinks here and there. Like for instance, today's Friday and I got paid, and you don't think I'm like, bro, it's Friday, I just got paid. Let me go get a 6-pack or something like that. I don't know why. I just, I do. I want to do it. I really do. Why not? I'm not hurting anybody. What's wrong? It's just a beverage that you just, that's it. Who cares? I'm not like fucking driving around, wrecking into families' homes or anything like that. But again, to me, the fact that is a dialogue that happens it's just like, bro, I think you do need to stop drinking, actually. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why not just stop? Number 2, here are the 5 places that your ego is you're usually hiding things that you need to change. Number 2 is comfort. Where do you avoid growth because the alternative requires embarrassment? Learning, humility, starting at 0, risking failure. Growth often hides behind the thing you should do, but keeps postponing. So for real, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I'm not embarrassed right now because there's not really anybody in here to make fun of me, but it is still a little bit. But yeah, the fact that when I say that I'm not gonna be drinking anymore, I feel like I have to tell like some story of like, oh yeah, dude, I can't drink anymore. Because last night I like chugged a bottle of tequila and now my wife has a black eye. Or yeah, dude, I just completely wrecked my truck and because I was drunk and I fell asleep behind the wheel. You know what I mean? I feel like I have to have a story like that in order to stop. And I don't know. Because I will say this, one time I did stop drinking for a whole year. And dude, I will tell you right now, and if for anybody who wants to stop, drinking, people are going to ask you, why don't you drink? But here's another thing too. Can I say something? I do feel like if I say I don't want to drink, I feel like, oh shit, you can't handle your alcohol, or what's going on, bud? You know what I mean? So like, I'm still trying to learn about all that stuff. But yeah, you will have people who will say comments like that, and they'll ask you like, why, what happened? And you're like, what do you mean, what happened? And you're like, yeah, why can't you drink alcohol? Did you kill somebody? No, I didn't. I don't know, and I feel like I have to have a story ready. Like, why don't I drink alcohol? Because I feel like I don't know. If I really had no, get out. Oh no. If I had to say, I don't even know. Russell distracted me. Number 3, where do you react instead of respond? Arguments, money, criticism. Ooh, money is another area of my life that gets me kind of pissed off, actually. I gotta figure it out. Where do you react instead of respond? If there's a place you get triggered quickly, that usually where the old map is still running the show. Ooh, story. Where do you repeat to justify stuckness? I don't have enough time. I never get lucky. No one helps me. If I had X, then I'd change. Stories make the cage feel like a home. What's the thing you keep distracting yourself from? Because wherever you're avoiding something, that's the road you've lost on. Being lost and knowing it isn't a flaw, it's a stage. Everyone moves through the 3 phases. Okay, I've got queen, short. There's this weird human behavior nobody warns you about, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. We might have to practice this real quick. There's this weird human behavior nobody warns you about, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Some people would rather stay lost with someone who's also lost than follow someone who actually knows the way. Why? Because the guide threatens their identity. Because certainty demands responsibility. Because if the path is clear, the excuses disappear. And sometimes it's easier to protect your comfort than your future. And yeah, I used to think this was just other people, but lately I've been asking myself, where in my life am I the one refusing the map? Maybe the scariest part of growth isn't getting lost. Maybe it's realizing you're already lost and you finally deciding to move. Okay. Let's try to do this together, guys. Let's make content right now. I'm going to just chew this cough drop. I'm going to try to get these boogers out. And we're going to take it from the top right here. Okay. Let's zoom in. Okay. Should I talk with my hands? There's this weird... There's this weird human behavior nobody warns you about. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. There's this weird... This is what I go through every day, by the way. There's this weird human behavior that nobody talks about. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Oh, behavior nobody warns you about. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. There's this weird human behavior that nobody warns you about. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Some people would rather stay lost with somebody who is also lost than follow someone who actually knows where they're going. No, that's not. Then follow someone who actually knows the way. Some people would rather stay lost with someone who. Some people would rather stay lost with someone who's also lost. Okay, some people would rather stay lost with someone who's also lost than follow somebody who knows the way. Some people would rather stay lost with somebody who's also lost than someone who actually knows the way. Some people would actually rather stay lost with somebody who's also lost than follow somebody who actually knows the way. I feel like that was pretty good. Some people would rather... I might need to get a teleprompter here, honestly, because I do need to do a little bit of reading. Let's see here. Is that not going to work? No. I just need this. For whatever reason, if I can just see it a little bit, that would help. Some people would rather stay lost with somebody who is also lost than follow somebody who actually knows the way. Okay, then there you go. This is the easiest part. Why? Because the guide threatens their identity. Because because certainty because certainty demands responsibility. Because if the path is clear, the excuses disappear. And sometimes it's easier to protect your comfort than your future. And sometimes it's easier to protect your comfort than your future. And then let's do one of these. And yeah, I used to think I used to think this was just other people. But lately I've been asking myself, where in my life am I the one refusing the map? Where in my life am I refusing the map? Oh shoot, I didn't even hit record. Fuck. Maybe the scariest part of growing isn't getting lost. Maybe the scariest part of growing isn't getting lost. Maybe it's realizing you're already lost. And finally deciding to move. Okay, let's do it again. This time I gotta record it. That's better though, because there's this weird human behavior that nobody warns you about. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Some people would rather stay lost with somebody who's also lost than follow somebody who actually knows the way. Why? Because the guide threatens their identity. Because certainty demands responsibility. Oh fuck, I did this wrong. Because certainty demands responsibility. Because if the path is clear, the excuses disappear. I like that part. And sometimes it's easier to protect your comfort than it is your future. And yeah, I used to think this was just other people. But lately I've been asking myself, where in my life am I refusing the map? Maybe the scariest part of growth isn't getting lost. Maybe it's realizing I'm already lost. And finally deciding to move. All right, let's see how that turned out. Your boy is cooking. I love ChatGPT, dude. All right, let's close this real quick. Open. Ooh, hopefully no, I already have it on. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. What is this actually? Let's not do that one. Let's do a new project. Yeah, sure, save. Let's call this one long form. Oh no, we gotta import it. I did stop the recording, right? Ooh, bang, da da ding 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 dong 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 ding ding dong ding 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 bang. Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Okay, let's go into here. I think that gets saved under users and me and oh yeah, movies. Now I know where it's yeah. Oh, please. Did I not do full screen? Oh, no, that's not it. What am I wearing today? Where is it at? Oh, it's not in here. What the fuck? Did I not record it, bro? Oh, no, that's it right there. Okay, let's delete that. Let's bring this in here. Don't change. Ooh, it does not look money, bro. OBS real quick. I want to make sure that you guys can hear what is happening. All right, now you should be able to. And then for me to be able to hear, I need to do this. OBS. Wait, what? Oh. Yeah, that's right. Oh. Why would that? Huh. Strange. I might need to close this and start it over, maybe? Why would that not be? Let's just quit. Save. I'm going to open this up again. Maybe because I don't know why. I actually like that. I'm going to clip it up and then, yeah, long form. I'm going to clip it up and then, I don't know, maybe add some like, okay, there you go. There you go. Whoa. Is it too much with the hands? Is it too Italian or what? There's this weird human. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Actually, it doesn't look bad. A little fuzzy around some of these. Behavior that nobody warns you. Okay. There's this weird human behavior that nobody warns you about. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Perfect, Eric. You're delivering those lines. I actually kind of like that little fucking face that I'm making. See it. Before I break eye contact, that's plenty of space. Some people would rather stay lost with somebody who's also lost than follow somebody who actually knows the way. Oh, let him cook, chat. Let him cook. I'm actually going to leave those in there because I kind of like them. But I like them right now, though. Why? So. Why? Why? Because the guy threatened their. Because the guy. All right, let's go in. Wait, did I do that wrong? Actually knows the way. Why? Because the guy threatens their identity. Because certain. Okay. Because. All right, there we go. Hold on. Okay. All right. So. Why? Because certainty demands responsibility. No, I fucked that up. Okay. Because the guy threatens their identity. Damn it, I was talking and I looked over, huh? Because alright, let's go here. Because certain Ay, ay, ay. I made a little mistake there. Because the guy threatens their identity. I'm gonna have to figure out how to cut that though. That's okay. I can work on that. All right. Because certain okay. Because certainty. Oh, we're gonna need a de-esser for sure. Certainty demands responsibility. Did it again. Oh, fuck. I did this wrong. Okay, hold on. Please save us, Eric. Somebody save
Because
me.
certainty demands responsibility.
I wish I would have already done.
Threatens their identity. Because certainty demands responsibility.
Ooh.
Because certainty demands responsibility.
Actually, at least you saved us there. Okay.
Because if the path is clear, the excuses disappear.
Eric, you're stunned. You're hilarious, Eric. You're so funny. How did you get so funny? Were you always born like that? Or did you like have to learn how to do it?
That part.
We'll cut right there.
And sometimes it's easier to
All right. Yeah. Don't get frustrated, baby. Work with us. Work with us. Work with us. Come on now.
It's easier to protect your comfort than it is your future.
Okay. All right. We need to skip. You want to know something too? When I started like making videos or whatever, like, you know, I told you guys yesterday I started like 2008, December-ish or something like that. So I've been doing this for about 8 years. Number one, I was not able to move. You see how quickly you guys might not think so, but the way I'm cutting right now is so fucking quick. And even when I was delivering lines and my camera presence, it was not this good. I should have I think that clip was, I don't know if we can check how long this clip is. This clip is about, so to deliver this whole thing, it was 1 minute and 59 seconds and 15 frames. Let's just call it 2 minutes to do that. I would be raging. I would be angry. I would be so upset in the past when I was making videos.
Yeah. And yeah, I used to think this was just other people.
Let me see. Oh, he breaks eye contact there. That's perfect.
But lately I've been asking myself,
We'll do that. We don't even need to do this. We'll do this. We'll do that.
where
We'll
in
do.
my life am I refusing the map?
We'll come in here. Oh, by the way, I didn't know this, but there's actually chat. You can there's AI. So what I'm doing right now is cutting up all the dead space. You can actually use AI to do that for you, and it's like having a little editor assistant. I'm not that lazy yet.
Maybe the scariest part of growth isn't getting lost. Maybe it's realizing I'm already lost.
Eric, you're so handsomely devilish handsome. I don't even know what I'm trying to say.
And finally deciding to move. All right, let's see how that turns. To move.
So it took me 2 minutes to do a 55-second long clip. So let's check this out.
There's this weird human behavior that nobody warns you about. And
What is it?
you see it, you can't unsee it. Some
Oh,
people
really?
would rather stay lost with somebody who's also lost
Mm-hmm.
than follow somebody who actually knows the way. Why? Because the guide threatens their identity. Because certainty demands responsibility. Because if the path is clear, The excuse is disappear. And sometimes it's easier to protect your comfort than it is your future. And yeah, I used to think this was just other people, but lately I've been asking myself, where in my life am I refusing the map? Maybe the scariest part of growth isn't getting lost. Maybe it's realizing I'm already lost and finally deciding to move.
Oh my God, Eric. You're so handsome.
Enunciate. Some people would rather stay lost with somebody who's
Okay, so let's just do a couple little tricks for retention here. You guys are probably wondering, Eric, how do you always just...
enunciate.
What we'll do here is we'll just do a little bit of this. We'll keep that dead space there.
Enunciate. Some people would rather enunciate.
Let's give myself a little bit of that kind of silence by just one little flame.
Enunciate. Some people would rather stay lost with somebody who's also lost than follow somebody who actually knows.
Ooh, I don't know about that. How long is that? So when you're making these shorts, remember there's this 10-second rule in movies that are like 2 hours long, where you don't want to keep a shot going for more than like 10 seconds. We start off at 17 seconds, we get to 18. That's 10 seconds on a 1 minute long video. That's a long time.
Some people would rather stay lost with somebody who's also lost than follow somebody who's also lost.
I don't know if we need that deep ass breath. Damn, fucking Jabba the Hutt, Darth Vader sounding ass mother. Oops. And I mean this in all good fun. I like to tease myself, guys. Don't make it weird.
Also lost.
Oh shit! I almost choked on that hit. Okay, we'll go right there, right there, and I will go back and finish some of these little.
Who's also lost, then follow somebody who actually knows the way. Why?
Okay, so we'll leave that. We might leave.
The way. Why? Actually knows the way. Why?
1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
The way. Why? Because the guide threatens their identity. Because certainty demands responsibility. Because the guide threatens their identity. Because certainty demands responsibility.
Oh yeah, we need to put a marker right there that I looked away.
Identity. Because certainty demands responsibility. Because if the path is clear, the excuse is disappear. And sometimes it's easier to
All right. Now it was a 55-second video, might be 47 seconds, maybe.
And sometimes it's easier to protect your comfort than it is your future. And yeah, I used to think this was just other people, but lately I've been asking myself, where in my life am I refusing the map? Maybe the scariest part of growth isn't getting lost. Maybe it's realizing.
Oh yeah, let's fix that too right there. Oh yeah, dude, I'm telling you, I don't know how I do it, but guys, if you guys want, go on Facebook.com, look up Erica Diaz, and just let her know that she's probably one of the luckiest women walking the earth, because she's married to yours truly. All right.
Lost. Maybe it's getting lost. Maybe it's realizing getting lost. Maybe it's realizing I'm already lost. And finally deciding lost. and finally deciding to move.
52 oh wow, I only shaved 3 seconds from doing that. What?
There's this weird human behavior that nobody warns you about. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Some people would rather stay lost with somebody who's also lost.
Why do I sound like the snake from fucking Jungle Book?
Somebody who actually knows the way. Why? Because the guide threatens their identity. Because certainty demands responsibility. Because if the path is clear, the excuse is disappear. And sometimes it's easier to protect your comfort than it is your future. And yeah, I used to think this was just other people, but lately I've been asking myself, where in my life am I refusing the map? Maybe the scariest part of growth isn't getting lost. Maybe it's realizing I'm already lost and finally deciding to move.
All right. We got ourselves a banger, 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 banger. Oh wait, you guys might not be able to hear that. Oh, I don't think you guys can't hear that. Oh well, who cares? Okay, moving on. Okay, let's see. Oh, welcome in one chat or one person. Oh no, oh they're gone. Oh. All right, so we have, first of all, we have a couple things we need to do. I'm pretty sure if I just leave it to me talking, I don't know that it's engaging. Hey, whoa, nothing. So nobody said anything about being, yeah. Let's do this real quick. Let's go here. Let's go to timeline. And again, we're going to go to our trust handy dandy AI tools, and we're going to create subtitles from the audio. We're going to make sure that it's about 10 characters long in case I want to use this for a short. We could probably use it for a short. I am taking up a lot of the frame here, so I don't know how it's going to look like with just my head. But my hands, we need the hands. They do a lot of the talking. And I think I'm going to do, I've been kind of learning a little bit about fonts and what they mean and stuff like that. And I've been using this font that I've had before. And I've always used this font. And I just like this font. I just do. And then I like this color here. And then I like outside only, fully done like that, with black. Black. That's me saying black with a Japanese accent. Uh-oh. Racist. Okay.
There's this weird human behavior that nobody warns you about. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Some people would rather...
Okay, wait, first of all, fuck, I can't do this fucking snake shit no more. Let's go. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and you guys are gonna see this thing move, okay? Oops. And to be honest with you, I kind of already know what I need to do in order to fix it. Before we start fixing it. Okay, ready? And
there's this weird human behavior that nobody warns you about. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Some people would rather stay lost with somebody who's also lost than follow somebody who actually knows the way. Why? Because the guide threatens their identity. Because certainty demands responsibility. Because if the path is clear, the excuse is... There's this weird human behavior that nobody warns you about. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Some people would rather stay lost with somebody who's also lost than
I'm gonna get rid of that fucking snake sound. I'm telling you, I can't stand it.
Why? Because the guide threatens their identity. Because certainty demands responsibility. Because if the path is clear, the excuse is disappear. There's this weird human behavior that
That's a lot better.
nobody warns you about. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Some people would rather stay lost with somebody who's also lost than follow somebody who actually.
All right, there we go. Fix.
There's
Oh,
this weird
I can
human
tolerate
behavior
myself now.
that nobody warns you about. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Some people would rather stay lost with somebody who's also lost than follow somebody who actually knows the way. Why? Because the guide threatens their identity. Because certainty demands responsibility. Because if the path is clear, the excuse is disappear. And sometimes it's easier to protect your comfort than it is your future. And yeah, I used to think this was just other people, but lately I've been asking myself, where in my life am I refusing the map? Maybe the scariest
not the
part-
math, the map. Jesus, I don't even sound. We gotta go back and pay attention, make sure. Hey, I can't even understand what the
Maybe
hell it's saying.
The scariest part of growth isn't getting lost. Maybe it's realizing I'm already lost and finally deciding to move.
All right.
There's this weird human behavior that nobody warns you about. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Some people would rather stay lost with somebody who's also lost than follow somebody who actually knows the way. Why? Because the guide threatens their identity. Because certainty demands responsibility. Because if the path is clear, the excuse is disappear. And sometimes it's easier to protect your comfort than it is your future. And yeah,
I wish I could do
think
something
this
with
is
that
just
disappear
other
word.
people, but lately I've been
And make it
asking
disappear like the Avengers
myself, where in my life
snap.
am I refusing the map? Maybe the scariest part of growth isn't getting lost. Maybe
All right,
it's
now let me
realizing-
ask you this, chat. Where would you like to see this? Is this something you would like to see on as a reel? Or posted? I think it has to be a reel. It has to be a reel. Son of a bitch. Okay. Let me see if I would be able to export this as a... As a vertical? Ooh, I might not be able to. Oh no. All right, here's what. Oh no. My chat that doesn't chat is saying a reel with B-roll in it. Okay. Well, what kind of B-roll do we think we need here?
And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Some people would rather stay lost with somebody who's also lost.
All right, let's come over here and let's start having some fun then. Okay? You guys want to have fun or no? No? I can't hear you. All right, we want to have fun. All right. Okay, so we're going to go to YouTube. What do you think of, whether it's a movie or a TV show, when you think of the word lost? And it doesn't have to be literal, like the show Lost. The only problem with that is that, well, I never really watched that. Is there like a clip or something that you think of whenever you think of somebody who's lost? Let's just type in the word lost on the search engine. And I already know what the hell's going to come up. Oh my God. Don't get distracted. Lost stock footed. Lost with map. Oh. Oh no.
Make images that improve.
Everything has a lot of these things have what are they called? Watermarks. Should I just have no shame in my game and just, oh no, I'm lost, and just do that? I might have to do it. Oh well. This guy looks lost, right? We might just have to go with this. Oh, I'm lost. Okay. I think this. Should I be showing you guys that I do this? Am I incriminating myself? Wait, no, not what I want. Not what I want. I want it to be before. I want this one. Uh-oh. My kids like fighting each other. I can already hear them doing it. They don't like that. The watermarks on there, I think, is what's happening. Okay. We don't need this. Okay, but we do need this. Wait. Mm-hmm. All right, you know what? This is what we'll do. Let's go to Thanos disappears. Thanos disappears snap. All right, let me see.
Build a website you love.
Commercials.
With Wix.
Oh, you guys can only see
For
me?
your
How
words.
cute. You guys are so lucky. Alright, let's go over here to the Thanos snapping. Okay, so we'll go ahead and copy this. Oh my god, dude. You know what? If I don't get 1 million views off of this, I'm gonna be so pissed. Just kidding. I just told you guys that's not what this is about. Once we get done with this, I'm gonna go watch Austin Powers. Austin Powers! Wait, is this downloaded yet? No. Oh, no, it is. I wonder if I should do it like this. Oh, this shit's long as fuck. Okay. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I did that wrong. Oh, no. Okay. That would be a funny little joke inserted in there.
Because the excuse is disappear. And sometimes it's easy. Excuses disappear.
Hmm.
And and sometimes it and some and sometimes it's easier to protect your comfort than it is your future. And yeah, I used to think this was just other people, but lately I've been asking myself, where in my life am I refusing the map? Maybe the scariest part of growth is
All right, 2 little jokes in there. That's pretty good.
Maybe it's realizing I'm already lost and finally deciding to move.
I don't know if I like that last part. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and alt copy, go to this. Let's go into here. Erica says she wants to see this as a short. Let's save that. Come here, paste.
That's
Make
what people are
sure.
gonna do in the future.
Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Why are they doing that?
And you like put a puppet or something like that, they can just tell that that's not real, and they kind of sometimes it'll upset them. There's this weird human behavior.
All right, and we're gonna do a little bit of shit.
There's this weird.
Oh, wait. Eileen, okay. It did not save my shit. Which I kind of had a feeling it wasn't going to. But
There's this weird human behavior that nobody warns you about. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Some people would rather.
yep, I knew it.
Some people would rather stay lost with somebody who's also lost than follow somebody who actually knows the way. Why? Because the guide threatens their identity. Because certainty demands responsibility. Because if the path is clear, the excuses disappear. And sometimes it's easy.
Ooh, I don't know if that
And
hits.
sometimes it's easier to protect your comfort than it is your future. And yeah, I used to think this was just other people, but lately I've been asking myself, where in my life am I refusing the map? Maybe the scariest part of growth isn't getting lost. Maybe it's realizing I'm already lost and finally deciding to move.
Okay, now I'm going to come here and we're going to go back to this. I'm going to copy that. Come in here. You guys following along? Good. Save. And we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, good. Now I'm going to go here. We're going to Lost and Found. That's what we'll call it. Forced to bear. Subtitles. And just like that, we made another piece of content for tomorrow. And it only took us, well, I've been streaming for about an hour and 45 minutes. And Maddie, hello. Yes, the maps. Oh, scary. Dude, Maddie, when did you get in here, dude? You had to have just gotten in here because I just made a live piece of content. I was talking all this shit saying it's easy. And I was just, I don't know. I was just trying to make content, and then I started talking to ChatGPT, and then I actually made it happen. So now I have a video that I'm gonna put on my YouTube Shorts tomorrow, my Facebook Reel tomorrow. Happy is it? Yeah, today is Friday. Oh shit! But the thing is, I don't. Tomorrow's my day off, but I gotta work. So it doesn't really feel like a Friday for me today. But yeah, dude, I just made a video. Run Relic. Hey, hey, hey. Welcome in, Run. Holy crap. Everybody, is this like the time to be streaming, I guess? Because like everybody's coming in right now, dude. Run. Maddie, I don't know if you've ever met Run before. Maddie, I may have or may have not told you the story before, but when I first started live streaming, I want to say in 2018. Run, when was that actually? Run, can you tell me? I don't even remember. You know what? We could actually look it up. No, we can't. I don't know when it was. It had to have been 2009. Oh, it was 2019? Okay. So in 2019, I was using a little website by the name of Mixer. Maybe you've heard of it. And that's how we started live streaming. But before we did that, we actually did something called Periscope. Erica and I did. And which is so crazy that this is happening because, by the way, Ron, I was talking about how I just like live streaming. And one of the things that I didn't like about live streaming is that I had like expectations. Like I was trying to get stuff out of live streaming instead of just having fun and enjoying it. But anyways, I was on Mixer. Erica and I used to, I don't know if you know this or not, Run. I think we might have been saying it while we were live streaming, but we don't have it. But we used to fill up these Yeti cups. We would go to Costco and we would buy a box wine, those big box wines, and Erica and I would fill it up because we were so afraid. We were kind of, I don't know if you could tell or not, Run, more so Erica than I was. But we would fill the cups up with wine and we would just sit at a table and we would just live stream and we would just hang out, chat. We had no idea what we were doing. Erica especially didn't like showing up, but she did it because I kept asking. I was like, please do it. I think this is so cool. I think this is so fun. I really am having a good time. She's like, fine, fine, fine. It's better than watching TV, and we would get to hang out and stuff. And but I would good times, says Ron. I would like to drink that big thing of Yeti because it was just like it wasn't because I was nervous. I just didn't know what to do or what to say. And whenever I would go to parties, I would socialize and stuff like that, but it always would be with the drink in my hand, you know? And so I was just like, well, maybe I need to treat it that way. And fast forward to today. I mean, if you guys, if you guys kind of see what I was talking about earlier today, if I just do a quick little recap, I broke into quick recap. I was talking about this book that I used to watch. I mean, I used to read. Well, not necessarily read, but I used to have read to me by Audible. And there's this guy who is saying that this advice that a man by the name of Michael Singer gives is complete garbage because he doesn't suffer enough. because he surrenders to the universe, and it's too Disney for him, if you will. It's too real life Disney. He ends up surrendering to a good ass job, and then he lets this fine piece of meat come in, which is a lady, is what he says here, and live on his property. And I was like, what the hell? And so I didn't understand it, so I took it to ChatGPT, what all humans would do, what our great grandfathers, or our parents before our parents used to do. Ask ChatGPT. I have these ideas, and so I was like, hey Chat, what the hell, why would somebody say something like that? And I just went down this rabbit hole. And long story short, today I learned that there are people out there that like to treat suffering like a currency, and if you didn't suffer for the thing that you wanted, it could be too good to be true. And to me, I made this analogy where I was like, bro, that is so wild. So you mean to tell me that if you were out in the Amazon River and there's two people, one guy said, hey, listen, I can get you out of here. You will be fine. You won't even get bit by one single mosquito. And then the second guy, he says, hey, I can get you out of here, but the problem is you might not, leave this jungle with all your limbs. You might get bit, or oh, no, you're definitely going to get bit. Mosquito, best case scenario. But you might also lose a leg. You mean to tell me you'd be like, oh, yeah, that guy knows what he's talking about. Yeah, I might lose a leg, but I'm going to be out of this jungle. And it's just like, but dude, that guy just said he could get you out of here and you wouldn't even get bit by a mosquito. I'd be like, yeah, that sounds like bullshit. You're not even going to get bit by a mosquito? Too good to be true. So I asked ChatGPT about that. And like, essentially, it is one of the reasons why that happens. It's a psychological thing that happens because of the fact that you don't want to. Misery loves company, essentially. I'll let someone else have my suffering if they want it that bad. I don't know, but Run, dude, there's just some people that are like that. Dude, I hope you're not suffering still, dude. I know last time we talked, I think it was you got into an accident, right, on your bike? Is that right? And but there's just people that just think that if it's that easy, it's too good to be true, which is crazy to me. And so yeah, anyways, me and chat was like, well, this would be a pretty good idea to make content. You want to make content out of this? And so we did. And I was here. No, I'm doing well, dude. I'm glad to hear that. But I just found that to be I just found that to be crazy. To see, definitely not suffering. Oh, thank God. Run. I'm glad to hear that you're not suffering. I know last time you couldn't. You said you're pretty much learning how to walk all over again. I'm sure you're walking now, hopefully. Yeah, I just found that to be the human psyche to do that, to just not want to, I will say sometimes I do make fun of my wife and say that she's a little too Disney, but what am I, I could, I guess, be kind of like one of those people, but not to the point where if I feel like somebody has made it, or has done something. And that was another thing I was talking about ChatGPT. It was like, why do people hate it when other people have it better than them? And so yeah, we kind of went down this rabbit hole. I love ChatGPT. I mean, literally, I will say there are some things that I end up, but look, these are all the things I've ever talked to ChatGPT about. I do sometimes delete stuff because like, that's kind of stupid. I don't want ChatGPT to remember that. But I do love chat, man. I don't really good vibes y'all's way, dude. I appreciate that. I mean, and it was because and honestly, I would love for you guys to watch this video. I kind of already did. It's like a 9-minute long video. It's this video here. I really did like the thumbnail. And it's really unique because they were using Procreate tools or whatever. Procreate, I think that's what. Yeah, it's an app on your iPad where you can make whatever you want, really. And I just liked how they made this why you're not happy, because I'll actually pull it up for you. Actually, I'll pull it up for Run and Maddie, but I made this piece of art, like a digital art thing yesterday, and I'm pretty proud of my work because this is kind of the direction that where is it at? This is the direction that I want to be going in. That's under photos actually. And I saw them do it, and so because they kind of did something that I already did, I'm like, bro. So I took this picture right here and I turned it into this. Can I make this bigger? How do you make this bigger? View, enter full screen. There you go. I did this. And you see how I wrote not money, not land down there? That's why that one video called to me that we just saw, because I did something similar to that. Run, that's me and my son. We pretty much Run. I was complaining and bitching about, spending our last $300 on pictures. We end up going to get pictures taken, and I have this little moment with my son where I'm fixing his hat or whatever, and he looks up, and best $300 ever spent now because of that. So, I kind of talk about that in this little post that I made, but yeah, I really encourage you to watch this. It talks about why you're not happy, and some of the things that she was talking about just kind of reminded me of that book that I was reading, and so that's how we ended up there. But anyhow, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to hop off. I'm going to go watch a little bit of Austin Powers, if you will. And I'm going to hang out with my family. It's kind of late, and I had to wake up early tomorrow and do some more seminar classes. So thank you for Maddie coming in. Thank you for my wife coming in. Run, thank you for coming in. It was good seeing you. Like the good old days, watching us live stream. I appreciate you coming in. And I know I said I was going to live stream every day this month, but tomorrow we're taking our employees, our team or whatever, we're taking them out on a surprise tomorrow, and it starts at 5:30. I don't know what time I'll get out, but because it's the weekend, well, and then so on Saturdays I usually stream in the mornings, but I can't do the mornings. So I'll try to figure out when I can live stream. Maybe it'll be midday, or maybe when I get back from the show that I'm watching, and I can kind of tell you guys a little bit about it. But nonetheless, thank you guys again. Honestly, I have been feeling a little bit of a Debbie Downer with the live stream, and I want to say again, thank you to my wife for coming in, Maddie and Run, in the order that y'all came in. It makes me happy when you guys come in here and hang out. You know what I mean? I have a lot of fun. It's not so weird when I talk to myself, but I still do talk to myself because I can't just sit here, stare at the camera, and hope for the best. I got to make something, so people can watch the replay. But I'll see you guys. Have a good night.